The King of the Motos basically came about because I've always wanted to have an extreme enduro in the United States, a really good one. I've done Last Man Standing, I've done Erzberg, I've gone back and done Gilles Lalay, Romaniacs, Roof of Africa, and those are all awesome events. But you know, we have the places that have the best extreme enduros here in the United States, and the problem is it's hard to get the American fan to come out and do it. In Europe, they treat it like a party, a festival, and when I basically riding my bike across the desert saw, you know, Hammertown a few years back, I'm like, that's the place, because I know how good the riding is here, how gnarly the terrain is, and the diversity of it. We've got the fastest desert that you'll ever have, and there's stuff where you can't ride a motorcycle through it. You know, you got to carry your bike through it. So that makes the ingredients for an extreme enduro. And so I called Dave, I cold called Dave, and basically he said, let's do it. And I was pretty stoked. I mean, this is a proof of concept event, but I think it's already proven itself, and if it goes off like we expect, it's only going to get bigger. You've got to give it to Dave for throwing 10 grand up out of nowhere. I mean, he didn't know me from Adam. I think when I called him, he did a little quick research and figured out maybe I was the right guy. He took a gamble on me, and in that he took a gamble with his own money, because we don't have any sponsors for this first year. He just said, hey, I want to have motorcycles here. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to make this a better event. And he threw his wallet where his idea went, and he trusted me to, you know, make the course, attract some of the top guys. Luckily, you know, I've known them because I've grown up racing with these guys, and they trust that I can put on a course. I think they're going to be impressed. I mean, some of them may not like me at the end of the day for some of it, but at the same time, I think some of them will appreciate the work that went into it. And we the first time, you know, it all came about so quick. There was a lot of constraints we had to work within. And but I think it's gonna be good, and next year we'll be way better prepared for this. People might think I want to torture the riders because of, you know, my history. I've done a lot of the gnarly extreme enduros. Luckily, I finished them. I mean, and they were tough. And there's some that I haven't finished, and I beat myself up over it. And I never cursed the guy that laid out the course, because most of them, there was one guy who rode over the entire course maybe one time. And I'm not going to kid you, there was sections of this I don't really want to do a second time, but I did ride my motorcycle over unassisted, so it all can be done. But you have to think, and that's the cool thing about the one we're doing right now, is we brought the thinking aspect into it. It's not marked like a District 37 race. There's not ribbon every, you know, 50 feet or something. There's no danger arrows out there. These guys are going to have to retrain. They're going to have to use the GPS. We've got Trail Tech provided GPSs for all these guys, so there's 20 GPSs. And there are 20, however many riders there are, they all have their GPS. It has a track log that shows them exactly where to go, and they're going to have to pay attention and use it. If they break their GPS, if they flip their bike over and smash it, it's race over, because they're not going to know where to go. There's a little bit of markings out there, but we're sharing courses with also the UTVs and the Ultra 4 races and the Everyman Challenge they had during the week earlier. So there's a lot of different tracks out there, and there's some places where the motorcycles, the first guy through will be the second track on the course. Basically, it's a no rules event. It's $10,000 winner take all. Basically, there's no such thing as second place in racing. It's win or nothing. And there's also this whole thing about I finished this event. And if a guy, I don't care what place you got, if you finish this event, you earn a badge. Frankly, I don't expect half these guys to finish. It was invite only, but we took everybody that made the effort to, you know, get invited. And I think that's part of, you know, going back to the way Dave runs his King of the Hammers thing. So now we've got a group of these core guys that are the 20 guys that came and took the challenge, and they're definitely going to be invited back every year, even when we open up, you know, the entries to the regular, you know, for all the guys that want to come and try to challenge this thing. And it'll be interesting. It's a different way of doing stuff, and I think it's going to be fresh, and everybody will like it. My hopes are that it is a good race, and it's the spectators enjoy it. I mean, I've been talking to guys, you know, for the last 2 weeks, and they're taking Thursday off to come out and do this. This is strange, you know, to have an event of this magnitude in the middle of the week, but they want to come out and check this thing out. So I think the spectators are going to like it. I think some of the riders are really going to like it, because it's not going to be the guy who's just a rock trial specialist, and it's not going to be the guy who is, you know, the go fast desert guy. You've got to blend it all together, and you've got to be smart, and you've got to preserve your bike. And I think in the end, it's going to be the guy who's the most physically fit is really going to be the guy at the end of the day, because there's a lot of different factors playing into this thing, and I think you're going to see a lot of attrition based on, you know, guys getting too tired and guys breaking a lot of the bikes. I'd like to thank Dave for, you know, having the trust in me to allow me to kind of fulfill a little bit of a dream to put on an extreme enduro, and I hope this thing grows to be the premier, you know, motorcycle survival race in the world. I want all the top guys to come and try to do this, because I think it'll be a fair, you know, venue to find out who is the world's best motorcycle rider.